Guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be my tips and advice for new moms or moms to be. And I keep looking down because my notes are here, by the way, never ending. So the first thing is for fussy babies. My first tip is walk around or rock your baby, because that kind of distracts them from what they're crying about. It could be that they're trying to fight their sleep. If you that's being that you've already changed them or fed them and they're still crying, it could be that they're just fighting their sleep. So with that being said, right now is a good example. My baby was just like crying because I had just fed her and I changed her, and she usually fights her sleep after I feed her. So right now she's in her bouncer and I'm just moving it, just and it calms her down a lot. And what that does is, like I said, it distracts them, and it pretty much just like helps them like zone out, and then they fall asleep. And then so my next tip is skin to skin. Now skin to skin is, I definitely recommend it 100%, because it's soothing for both the mother and the baby. It also, if you're breastfeeding, it releases hormones in your body, and it helps you produce milk. And so yeah, so skin to skin, definitely 100%. I think that if none of your methods have worked and you haven't tried skin to skin, definitely try it. My next tip is a bath. Now I do this before I put her to bed, and what I use is the Johnson & Johnson's the bedtime bubble bath and the lotion, and it soothes her a lot, and she's able to fall asleep with no problem. But that's followed by me swaddling her, which is my next tip. Now a lot of babies don't like being swaddled, and I'll get right back to that in a minute. But after I give her a bath, I swaddle her and I give her her bottle, and then I put her to sleep. And then now when babies are swaddled, some babies don't like it because they just like to be open and free, and that's fine. But wraps up for pretty much my tips for fussy babies. Now if you've done all the methods that you could think of and your baby's still crying, it could be something maybe more serious. And I'm not trying to alarm anyone, but it's reality. Sometimes babies could be in pain and we don't know, and you can hear it in their cry, but sometimes we just don't know, because they have no way of speaking to us. They have no way of expressing to us that they're that something else is wrong, except in their cry. So that's when I would call my pediatrician and just follow up and see what's going on. So, and possibly your pediatrician could provide something else, or recommend something else that could soothe your baby further. So that wraps up my tip for fussy babies. Now my next tip is to save time. Now whenever me and my baby aren't in the bedroom sleeping or whatever, I am in the living room pretty much cleaning up, cooking, what have you. And I'm always, as you can see, the kitchen is like right there, and then our sofa is like right here. So I have her laying down there, and then I'm able to watch her. So instead of running back and forth from the bedroom to the living room, to get diapers and get wipes and all this stuff, I have it in a little kit. I call this the baby kit, and pretty much what it is this little box thing that I have, and what I keep in it is wipes, diapers, hand sanitizer. This is so important. You want to keep your hands clean as possible because germs, it's a new baby, they can get sick like that. So stay clean pretty much. And then this, what I have in here is saline drops, the little bulb to suck out their boogies, lotion, A&D. A&D is so important to prevent. I don't like Destin, something like that. I think it stinks really bad, and yeah, you don't want a stinky baby. And so this is like pretty much from when I came home from the hospital, but I still use a lot of the stuff in there. And then her father bought her this. It's so cute. It's like a little grooming kit. It comes with a comb, a brush. I'll show you. What's wrong, baby? But a brush, a little syringe thing to give medicine, a nail clipper, a comb, and those little emery boards to file their nails down. And yeah, that's pretty much what I keep in there. And it just, like I said, it saves a lot of time from running back and forth to the bedroom to, you know, to change it. So just have everything on you and be prepared. And so yeah, so that pretty much saves a lot of time. And also having a bottle made, obviously common sense. Have a bottle made, and it came with my diaper bag. It's like an insulated bottle holder, and it's meant for you to have it ready, have the bottle ready, and you're out, and then the bottle's warm, so you just give it to your baby and they're fine. So I don't really go out that much because until she gets her vaccines, or her first vaccines, you know, I don't want to take her out because I don't want to risk any infections or getting sick or any of that. So I use that bottle holder, and I warm up the bottle, and she usually drinks her bottle within the first hour of me making it, because I know that they say that formula isn't sterile, so you want to have it warm, have it heated up, and then so you want to have your baby drink that bottle within the first hour of you making it, because also the bacteria from their mouths to the milk, it multiplies. So you don't want to you don't want to put that back in their mouths. So that wraps up that tip so far. And then my next tip is just getting things done around the house. Now, whenever you're trying to get things done around the house, I suggest sleep while the baby sleeps, then get up and do what you have to do, because you don't want to be tired and agitated cleaning the house, you know, taking care of the baby. You know, be well rested, and then, you know, take care of the things that you have to take care of. If you clean your house on a daily basis, you could push that off to the next day or whatever. But making sure that you're taken care of is very important, because whenever you're tired and you're all agitated from being tired, you're not gonna have that patience you need with your child. So with that being said, you want to make sure that you're taken care of as well. Not saying, you know, let your baby cry and then you go take a shower, you go eat. No, make sure that your baby's taken care of. Then you know, take a shower, refresh yourself, sleep while they sleep, and then go ahead and go on about your day and clean or whatever. So, now what I use to get things done is the bouncer one, like whenever she's sleeping. Um, and I don't want to, just leave her laying there. I usually put her in the bouncer, and if I'm cooking, I just put her in her bouncer, and then I have her, sit in front of the kitchen, and I'm able to watch her. Um, or the boppy, and the boppy is, I'll put a link for it down below, and so you guys can check it out. It's pretty much like a pillow. It looks like a giant neck pillow, pretty much, and it helps with feeding, and it helps with, like, it has a little tag, and it tells you like what you can do from 0 to 12 months or something like that. And they what I use it for is to sit her up in, and you can have them sitting in that, but do not leave them, like, don't leave and then have them sitting there, like, be able to watch them, or watch your baby. So that those two things are pretty helpful. I plan on getting a playpen later on, whenever she's like closer to 8 months, because right now we're gonna be moving, so I don't want to crowd my house with a bunch of stuff either. So yeah, so that's what I use to get things done. Again, make sure you're taken care of as well. Don't neglect yourself, and don't lack sleep. Don't starve yourself either because you're watching your baby. No, take care of your baby, and right after they fall asleep, take advantage of that time to eat, refresh yourself. So yeah, so that wraps up my tips. Now onto my advice. And this video is already long enough, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of speed through these. And the first thing is, don't stress. It will get easier. Like, every day it's gonna get easier. You're gonna learn different things that work for you and your baby. It's not, rocket science. You're gonna figure it out. Just as long as you have that support system, and even if you don't have people that support you, just know that as long as your baby is fed, your baby is healthy, your baby isn't living in filth, like, just know that you're already being a great mom. Like, don't give up on yourself, and just keep that positive mindset always going. The next thing is, don't feel down if you end up not producing that much milk. That doesn't make you any less of a mom. I was producing milk like crazy. Whenever I was leaking before I gave birth, whenever I got home, I was still producing milk. I was able to breastfeed her, and then after a while, it went. I stopped producing milk. I was doing everything to produce, like, to lactate, and it just didn't work. And it's just your body. It's just your body. Everybody's different. So don't feel down if you're not able to breastfeed. It, like I said, it doesn't make you any less of a mom. You're still being a great mom by providing for your child, keeping clothes on their back, keeping food in their bellies, keeping them warm, providing that love for your baby. That's all that matters. The next thing is, if you feel yourself getting depressed, get help. Baby, bless you, baby. If you feel yourself getting depressed, get help. Baby blues is a very real thing, and I got it the first few weeks, and it scared me because I didn't want to. The main thing that ran through my mind is, am I being a good enough mother? And I was, and I am, and it's just something that, it's your hormones. Whenever they reach a peak, and your hormones plummet, and your body's trying to get back to how it was before you got pregnant, and pretty much all those feelings of sadness, and just feeling like gross, because that's how I felt. I felt like I looked gross. I felt like I just, like, like, am I doing a good job? Like, I don't know. Like, it's my first baby. I don't know. So, have that. If you don't have a support system, there are counselors that you could talk to. Like, I'm pretty sure, like, I had Medicaid, and they always told me, if you need to talk to someone, reach out to us and we'll find someone for you. And so, yeah, so I had my mom and my dad and my fiance. And when you don't have a support system, it could be a lot harder, but there are ways to get over that sort of depression. And like I said, find a counselor, but get that help, because you don't want your baby feeding off that negative energy, because that will only make them fussier, and it will make you more irritable, and you're gonna get to a point where you just don't want to be around your baby. And I didn't get like that, but I've heard a lot of stories from women that have had baby blues, and they just didn't want to be around their baby. So that's why you need to get help, and there is help available. Or in the video, not every piece of advice is going to work for you and your baby. Advice is not going to work for everyone, you know what I mean? So do what you feel is right for you and your baby. If you feel like one thing may work for you, then try it, then do it. And that's what's going to work. Not like your friend's advice might not work, you know what I mean? So just, every day is a learning process, and it's gonna get easier, just know that. So take lots and lots and lots and lots of pictures. Why? Because these are like the moments that it's gonna be their first time for everything, their first smile, their first laugh, everything. Like, that's like something you want to soak up, and it's something you don't want to lose. And because those are those are moments you're not going to get back. Those are moments that you're going to want to cherish forever, you know what I mean? So that okay, so the last thing is interact with your baby. Like, I'm not saying just like have a normal conversation with them, but like make noises, like mimic them, like or just like get in their face, make faces at them. That way they become familiarized with your with who you are, how you are, and that way that just helps them develop a lot faster, in the sense that it could lead to them saying their first words early, just stuff like that. I found that worked with my daughter. I think she's very advanced for how old she is. She's a month, and the doctor, or the lady at the WIC office, was telling me that by like 3 months she's gonna be being more alert, and just wanting to be walked around more, and just making eye contact with you. But she already does that, and she's a month, and it's because I'm very interactive with her. So is her father. What worked for me. So yeah, so that wraps up the video. It's already 20 minutes long. But yeah, so that's what worked for me, and hopefully it'll work for you and your baby. And like I said, don't frustrated if you feel like your baby isn't responding to any of the methods. It could be that you just haven't tried something, and you just have to get familiar with your baby and just figure out what works for him or her. So with that being said, that wraps up this video. Um, please let me know in the comments below if this has worked for you. If any of my methods have worked for you, what methods you used to soothe your baby. And yeah, so subscribe, and thank you for watching. Bye guys.